temple. Then he asked me, what do you do before you take your meal every day? So I said, I chant Gayatri Mantra, that Bhur Swaha, all these things. So he said, yeah, that's very good. But he said that I must first chant Annapurneshwari mantra to remember the person responsible for the food on my plate, pray for their welfare, and then do the Gayatri. From that day, madam, I have always followed my father's instructions. Thank you so much for coming here, madam, and launching this book. And I must thank Sajanar sir, for having come here and blessed us. Shandilya sir, Anil sir, and of course Dr. Dikshit, Dr. L.V. Subramaniam, and everyone on this occasion who have come with a pure love and they just came here to bless me. Thank you so much for coming here. I'll take just 5 minutes from now. I'm not going to tell you what I wrote in my book now, as I'm sure you will read it. I would rather tell you what lies behind the beyond my book's content in next 5 minutes. Today I talk about my life, the journey, my gurus, my mentors, and my learnings. I belong to a very, very humble family of 15 people. My father was the sole bread earner for the entire family with a meager salary of 150 rupees per month, which is the modest income a respectable government employee would earn in those days. I learned from him how to be humble and to earn the goodwill of people, how to be content and not abandon any of your responsibilities. My mother was the most educated person I have ever met in my life. She was a great strategist, an excellent entrepreneur, a wizard at financial management, and the fabulous people management skills. With a monthly income of 150 rupees, her balance for 15 people, her balance sheet is always break-even and sometimes EBITDA positive. Yeah, that's the way. So she was my first guru who taught me the importance of family. She taught me that you can grow only when people around you grow. You can't grow alone. That's the important thing she told me when I was a child. She said, you work, but make sure that people around you also grow. First they need to grow, then only you will be able to grow. That's called inclusiveness. She taught me decision making, fund allocation, and most important life skill that when you give good to others, they will return the same when you needed it. My mother completed her 3rd standard from a small village called Punyapuru, and she got married. But it's not the education, it's not the academic degree she had, but she could able to taught all of us what we require in life and to grow. It was always the first in my family for everything I did. I failed in my 10th class, which was the first time in the family. Yeah, honestly I failed. I was so depressed that I wanted to end my life due to societal ridicule I faced. Thanks to my childhood friend Ambika, who's here, who gave me strength to face the world and taught me to address myself first rather than the rest of the world. She taught me a valuable management lesson to not to look for faults in others or the environment around you for your own failures. Thank you, Mummy. Thank you so much for giving me this. When I was in the first year of degree, my father retired and I felt needed to do something to support my own education. So I took up the contract of painting electrical street light poles from APSCB, the government organization from where my father retired. I used it to attend college and alongside do this work with a gang of workers. Unfortunately, one of our workers died on the pole while painting it. I had to face a major backlash from the other workers group, which held me responsible for the worker's unfortunate death. The wife and children of the deceased turned out to be my saviors in that most unexpected situation. This happened because I always treated them as my family and respected my workers as my equal colleagues. This episode happened in a very early age and taught me several lessons. Running away from a problem situation is not going to help, and I need to stay to find a solution. I learned the 5 art of negotiating skills and crisis management in this real-time situation. Of course, this learning has helped me a lot when I actually started my career in healthcare. After my graduation, my professional journey began here in a small diagnostic center with a job as a ward boy. I took this up after refusing a government job my father has arranged because of 2 reasons: my innate need to find my own way independently and my intense passion towards healthcare. As a ward boy, I learned an important lesson. A person who serves chai to others can equally enjoy his work if he understands that he is working for the sake of work.
There are many things that he has done in his outstanding career, and I think this is a perfect testimony to his deep dedication to share his learning, because I think the ultimate of helping someone else do as well as you have is to be able to pen this down. I believe the book is going to be a very interesting combination because he himself is a very interesting character. As a professional, he stands out. His discipline, his knowledge, his capability, and then he combines it with this very unique Indian trend of, whether it's the Vedas or the Gita or his, complete faith or the bhakti. And I think an ability to combine bhakti with professional knowledge is a unique Indian characteristic of a professional, and is probably one of the reasons why so many of our professionals are making global mark because of this upbringing. And always in his early days, I saw his dedication to his parents. Through his growth, I saw his commitment to his brothers. I saw the closeness of their family in the way they conducted their weddings. I witnessed firsthand his continuous respect and what they call maryada. And I think that's how he won over so many of our doctors, and I see many of them sitting in the audience. But, I know that his ability to get things done without ruffling feathers is a unique characteristic of Subramaniam. And the CEO in a hospital environment where there are so many people with so many, their own nature, their own ego, their own characteristics, and all the human interest elements of
No looking back, during 90s we have faced several problems like challenges actually, not problems: poor transportation for patients to reach our hospital, lack of affordability, accessibility, and with nursing homes and smaller hospitals feeling threatened by a bigger hospital. I was fortunate to be part of every initiative of this world-class brand Apolo for the last 32 years. I traveled the length and the breadth of India to create awareness and collaborate with doctors' community, corporates, and the governments. During our hospital rounds, once Madam said, Madam, because I'm quoting you so many times because most of my learnings, my professional learnings happened at Apolo. 32 years is a big time to learn and to practice. So probably that's the reason whatever I am today, I have to talk about you. That's why I am doing this. During our hospital rounds, once Madam said, we need to be emotional if you want to work in healthcare. Unless we realize that we are trying to bring smiles on someone's face, unless you feel the pain of the family, unless you realize that we are fortunate to serve another human being, to relieve him from his pain, you will never realize the happiness in what you are doing. Madam, I think after that, fortunate to be in this divine journey, serving people. We have created several firsts, we have done so many things in this 32 years, whether it is health insurance, Dost initiative, telemedicine center in a remote Andhra village, various screening programs for early detection, first aid ambulance for emergencies, creating emergency centers, transplant programs, and the list can go for another few pages. So I stop here, just touched upon it. Finally, I just wanted to say one more learning, which is the most important, what a visionary can think. I just wanted to say this. At this stage, I would like to tell you one profound learning from our beloved chairman. In those days, our chairman used to spend a few days in a month at Hyderabad. I can write a few volumes on my learnings from him. One day he asked me whether I refer my dear and near to Apolo when there is a need. I said, yes, chairman, I'll definitely do that. Why not? Because I'm working here, I should do it, and I will do it. Then he asked, will your patients recommend this hospital for their near and dear to Apolo when they need it? This is the question he asked. I did not know how to answer. He said, you should develop our services to match this expectation. This approach I saw after 20 years. The concept we now call it as NPS, Net Promoter Score. The same, that ultimate question which we now read, we practice in various organizations and all. Gentlemen, let me tell you that 25 years, 27 years, 30 years ago, this is what chairman told us. And we followed that. Of course, we have more science now, more books, more textbooks, so we know how to calculate net promoter scores, what is NPS, what are detractors, what are passives, what is promoters, and all these things. But all these things have evolved from one vision, so that's always a great satisfaction to work under a visionary, wherein the world will follow you. It's not that you follow the world. The world will follow your initiatives. That's the greatest satisfaction I have working under a visionary like our chairman, sir. I need at least 7 days like Bhagavata Saptaham to talk about my experiences. So I don't want to bore you all of you on that. But finally, I want to say that life, when viewed with the right lens, can be as beautiful as a rose garden, complete with its thorns. It's all about navigating the tough patches and blossoming in the end. True success isn't easy, but it's absolutely worth the journey. I am profoundly grateful to everyone who has supported me on this journey, the mentors who have guided me, the colleagues who have challenged me, and the readers who will now embark on this journey with me through the pages of this book. Your encouragement and feedback have been instrumental in shaping this work, and I hope that it resonates with each of you in a meaningful way. To my family, whose unwavering support has been my anchor, and to my team, whose dedication has made this book a reality. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. A special thanks to Maitreyi, Manikanta, Vishwanath, and Vaishnavi for arranging this event so beautifully. I thank my publisher Stardom, Mr. Ram, Rekha, Harika, Rangita, Aditi, and Harsha, and others. I thank all my colleagues who helped me and supported me all time. My sincere thanks to all my consultants community for their trust in me, and I can very proudly, without any doubt, I can say I am here today, whatever the support you people have given me. And I am whatever I am, it is all because of your support. Thank you, media friends. Several of you know me last 2 decades and have helped me. As we launch this book into the world, my greatest hope is that it sparks conversations, inspires new perspective, and encourages us all to lead with compassion, wisdom, and purpose. May it serve as a guiding light for those navigating their own paths in leadership and in life. I thank each one of you here attending this program and blessing me. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here and spending your valuable 1 hour's time here with me. And it means a lot to me. It means absolutely. I know Dr. Padmanabh Reddy sir is laughing there. So you all have touched my life in several ways. When my children were very, very young, we used to go to Dr. Padmanabh Reddy's clinic. But our friendship continued. Dr. Ruma Sinha, she is one person who delivered my grandson. So each one of you have actually impacted my life in a beautiful way. Everyone, Dr. Subba Reddy, Dr. Sudeep, Dr. Deepak, whoever, Dr. Vagre sir. Dr. Vagre sir actually treated my mother, father, I don't know how much I can thank him every time. So I thank everyone, and I thank again Madam for coming here and launching this book. His divinity in what he is doing, the work he does becomes divine, and the place becomes a temple. And yes, serving chai can also potentially make you famous, very famous. Nevertheless, I understood that there are always opportunities to learn from your own environment in order to grow. The diagnostic center I worked was the first CT scanner center in the state of Andhra Pradesh. That time there was no CT scanners across our state. So that was the place where I started learning how to do a CT scan. And I started doing CT scans. I started collaborating with doctors that I am available for doing their CT scans at any time they send, whether it is morning, night and all. You need to make sure that you run 1 mile more to become yourself defined in society. So I did that, but that helped me a lot by making that I am the darling of doctors community that time, because I am always there for them. So that's actually helped me, and that has nurtured me to start my doctor relations concepts. How do you make, because doctors are very intelligent. They see genuinity in you. If they don't see the genuinity, they don't like you. So it's something like, it's an important thing I created that time. My journey continued in the same place for 1 more year. The management recognized and said that you become a marketing man because you have so much of connectivity with the doctors now. So I became a marketing executive. Who's my first guru in the marketing in that particular place? Because till that time I don't know what is marketing. My Sridevi was my boss that time. Of course, you're not married, but she was already doing as a marketing executive in the diagnostic center. So I worked under her. I learned a lot of things in those days. What is marketing? That is the time where you have no Google navigation. You have no system where how to go to a doctor, how to go to a clinic. It is something you need to interact with your fellow beings and understand it. That is the peak you could able to understand society in fullness by interacting with people. So that was a fantastic learning. I'm not saying the technology is bad or anything, but those days that was what available, but we could able to use it. So we used to do all these things, and then Sridevi realized that she is no more needed there, so she left the organization. So I took over. I took over that. Then after some time, I realized that why not I start my own diagnostic center, my own. So I started one small diagnostic center. Those days there were no diagnostic centers also. I'm talking about 35 years ago. There was no major standalone diagnostic center. After my center, Medinova came. So before that, we started this. It was doing very well. Got married, Sridevi and myself. Then suddenly I became a family man. We had children. Maitra is born that time. So that was the time I realized that I am not full. I am not able to realize my passion towards healthcare by just working in a small diagnostic center. I am not growing. And that was a time my mother told me that the day you stop learning, that is the time you need to move forward. So that time, we started thinking about it. During the year 1992, I approached Sangita madam for an opportunity to work at Apolo. In the absence of internet or cell phone, I posted a letter drafted by my wife to madam. To her surprise, she immediately responded and met me. She offered me a job as assistant manager in the marketing department. This was a new beginning to my life in realizing my passion for healthcare. Thank you so much, madam, for giving it that opportunity 32 years ago, because a life-changing incident happened as soon as a month actually after I joined Apolo. And this is what I mentioned at the start of my speech. I joined Apolo on 2nd May 1992, and just after a month, I felt that the people around me in Apolo were not welcoming me. I was not able to navigate this complex maze. Finally, on June 5th, 1992, I met Sangita madam and told her the same, requested her to help me out in this situation. Madam listened to me very patiently and asked me, "You are saying they are not welcoming you. Are you welcoming them?" That's the greatest thing, which I was actually confused at that age, and asked her a day's time. I went back to my drawing board and introspected on what she had said. I got all my answers. I needed to move forward. I learned how important and magical humbleness can be in our life, and what peace it can bring to person and the people around.
ఈ రెసిలియంట్ పాత్ అనే పుస్తకాన్ని నేను రాయడానికి ముఖ్య కారణం ఏంటంటే, మనకి జీవితంలో ఎన్నో ఒడిదలు కూడా ఉంటాయి. చాలామంది పిల్లలు ఏదైనా ఒక ఫెయిల్యూర్ రాగానే అది మేజర్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ అనుకొని దాంతోనే వాళ్ళు లైఫ్ ఎండ్ చేసుకునే సిచ్యువేషన్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. నేను హాస్పిటల్లో పనిచేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి ఇవన్నీ నాకు తెలుసు. సో ఇవన్నీ చూశాక ఒక పుస్తకం రూపంలో మనం ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి ఉంటాయి జనాలకి, కానీ ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ని ఎదుర్కొనే శక్తి మనకు ఉండాలి. ఏ విధంగా మనకు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రావచ్చు, ఏ విధంగా మన ఆలోచన ధోరణి మారాలి. అసలు మన ధోరణి కనుక మారితే కనుక ఆలోచన మనం ముందుకెళ్ళగలం. సో సక్సెస్ అనేది మనం ఫెయిల్యూర్ని మనం గట్టిగా పట్టుకుంటేనే అది ఒక స్టెప్పింగ్ స్టోన్ అవుతుంది. సక్సెస్ అనేది ఫెయిల్యూర్ లేకుండా రాదు. సక్సెస్ వచ్చింది అంటే ముందు ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ఫెయిల్యూర్ని మనం గట్టిగా కౌగిలించుకొని దాంతోపాటు ముందుకెళ్ళాలి, దాంతోపాటు డ్యాన్స్ చేయగలగాలి, దాంతోపాటు మనం దాన్ని పోసేసి మనం ముందుకెళ్ళాలి. ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉంటుంది, కానీ ఆ ఓపిక ఒకటి ఉండాలి, ఆ ఆలోచన ధోరణి. ఇది నేను ప్రస్ఫుటంగా ముఖ్యంగా పిల్లల్లోనూ, తర్వాత మన యంగ్ మేనేజర్స్లోనూ, తర్వాత మాలాంటి సీఈఓస్లో, వీళ్ళందరికీ కూడా ఈ నేను 40 ఏళ్ళుగా నేను చూసిన జీవితంలో నాకు జరిగిన ఇన్సిడెంట్స్లో నేను నేర్చుకున్న పాఠాలు ఒక వార్డ్ బాయ్ నుంచి నేను ఈ సీఈఓ కింద ఎదిగినప్పుడు ఎలా పాఠాలు నేర్చుకున్నాను. చాలామంది ఎదగరు కదండి, వార్డ్ బాయ్ అని ఆగిపోతారు. కానీ మనం ఎదగలిగామంటే కారణం ఆలోచన ధోరణిలో ఉంటుంది, భగవద్ అనుగ్రహం కూడా ఉంటుంది. మన ఇండిక్ నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. వెస్టర్న్ బుక్స్ చదవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఇండిక్ బుక్స్ మనం చదివినా కూడా మనకి ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ ద్వారా ముందుకు పోయే అవకాశం ఈ బుక్ ద్వారా చాలామందికి కలిగించాలని నా ఆశ. దానివల్లనే ఇది నేను రాయటం జరిగింది. ఈ బుక్ని స్టార్డమ్ పబ్లిషర్స్ వాళ్ళు పబ్లిష్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఇవాళ మీరందరూ రావటం జరిగింది. ఈ విధంగా